What nobody talks about is how the most overlooked player in Brooklyn's historic draft haul might end up being the steal of the century. While everyone's debating their 5 first-round picks and wondering if the Nets lost their minds, there's a 19-year-old Israeli guard who's been quietly dominating open runs and making veterans take notice. Ben Saraf wasn't supposed to be this ready, this fast. But sometimes the numbers tell a different story than the headlines. The Nets just pulled off something no team in NBA history has ever done. They used all 5 first-round picks in one draft. Most franchises would have traded at least 3 of those selections for veteran talent or future assets. Brooklyn, they kept every single one, and buried at pick 26, almost as an afterthought in all the chaos, sits a lefty point guard who might have just solved their biggest organizational puzzle without anyone realizing it yet. Here's what most people miss about Saraf's development path. At just 17, he was throwing himself into professional basketball with Kiryat Ata in the Israeli league, averaging over 20 minutes a night against grown men who'd been playing professionally for years. Think about that timeline for a second. Most high school seniors are worried about prom and college applications. Saraf was running point against seasoned pros, learning to read defenses that had seen every trick in the book. Those first-year numbers? 10.7 points and 3.7 assists per game while shooting over 40% from the field. Not earth-shattering, but here's the context that changes everything. He was doing this as a teenager in a league where making mistakes costs you playing time immediately. No development luxury, no patience for growing pains. Pure sink-or-swim basketball where only results matter. The real revelation came the following season, when he jumped to Radio Farm Ulm in Germany's top league and immediately became their primary facilitator. This wasn't some gradual adjustment period. He walked into a program competing for championships and earned major minutes from day one. That kind of instant trust from European coaches who are notoriously skeptical of young guards tells you something about his basketball IQ that stat sheets can't capture. But here's where the story takes a turn that most NBA scouts probably didn't fully appreciate until recently. Last summer's FIBA U18 Eurobasket tournament was supposed to be a nice development experience for Saraf. Instead, it became his coming-out party. 28.1 points, 5.3 assists, 5.0 rebounds, and 4.0 steals per game. Those aren't just impressive numbers for an 18-year-old. They're video game statistics that had NBA front offices scrambling to get more tape on him. What made those FIBA numbers even more remarkable was the stage. This wasn't some showcase tournament or summer league where defense is optional. This was international basketball at its most competitive youth level, with every player trying to make a name for themselves. Countries sending their absolute best prospects. And Saraf didn't just play well, he dominated to the point where he earned tournament MVP honors while leading Israel to heights they hadn't reached in years. The scary part? Those explosive FIBA performances happened right after his rookie professional season, which means he was still adjusting to the pro game while simultaneously proving that he could elevate his play when the stakes got higher. That's not normal development. That's the mark of someone who thrives under pressure rather than wilting from it. And this is where things get wild. Most international to NBA projections focus purely on statistical translation. Take the European numbers, adjust for pace and competition level, and spit out some basic projections. But Saraf's case breaks that formula because his real value was never captured in traditional box scores. At Ulm, he became known for his Manu Ginobili-esque style, a crafty lefty with playmaking flair who made the players around him significantly better. That Ulm team reached the Bundesliga finals, with Saraf as a major contributor. Let that sink in. A 19-year-old point guard helped carry a German professional team to their league's championship game, not as a role player or energy guy, as someone the coaching staff trusted to make crucial decisions in the biggest moments of the season. The advanced metrics from his European stint tell an even more interesting story. His assist-to-turnover ratio was elite for someone his age playing significant minutes. His defensive positioning and awareness were consistently praised by coaches who had no reason to inflate his value. Most tellingly, his shooting percentages improved dramatically as the season progressed, suggesting he was adapting to the speed and physicality faster than anyone expected. But there's another layer to this that makes his NBA projection even more intriguing. The Nets didn't just draft 5 players, they drafted 5 pieces to a very specific puzzle. They selected multiple facilitators, including Igor Demin at 8th overall, showing a clear organizational commitment to guard depth and playmaking. Most teams would see that as redundancy. Smart organizations see it as insurance and competition. Saraf fits into this vision perfectly because his skill set complements rather than overlaps with Brooklyn's other young guards. Where some of their picks excel at scoring, he brings pure floor general instincts. Where others might need the ball to be effective, he's proven he can impact winning through off-ball movement and defensive positioning. The type of player that makes everyone else's job easier rather than demanding his own spotlight. Coach Jordi Fernandez has already shown he values basketball IQ over raw athleticism, and Saraf's European experience gives him something most 19-year-olds lack: professional maturity. He's already learned to play within offensive systems, make quick reads under pressure, and handle the mental demands of professional basketball. Those intangibles don't show up in combine measurements, but they translate immediately to winning basketball.
Here's where the projection gets really interesting though. Let's be realistic about his rookie season workload. Most projections have him around 10-15 minutes per game initially, which makes sense for an unproven international rookie. But here's what those conservative minute estimates might be missing. Saraf's track record suggests he earns trust faster than expected. His European coaches consistently gave him more responsibility as seasons progressed. His FIBA performance showed he elevates his game when stakes increase. His open gym reports from Brooklyn indicate he's already making an impression on teammates and coaching staff. All signs point to someone who won't be content with garbage time minutes for long. If he can average something like 7 points and 4 assists per game as a rookie, that would actually represent excellent production for his likely role. But the more intriguing possibility is what happens if he forces his way into significant minutes through sheer performance. His European track record suggests that's exactly what might happen. The real projection isn't about his rookie numbers, it's about his development trajectory. Players who succeed internationally at his age typically make bigger jumps in their second and third seasons than traditional college prospects. They've already learned to handle professional pressure and adapt to different coaching systems. The learning curve is steeper initially, but the ceiling tends to be higher long-term. Here's what nobody talks about regarding Brooklyn's draft strategy. While everyone focused on their 5 first-round picks as either genius or madness, they might have stumbled into something more valuable, a perfect storm of young talent without clearly defined roles yet. That uncertainty creates opportunity for players who perform better than expected. Saraf enters the season with zero pressure and minimal expectations. No one's counting on him to be a savior or immediate impact player. That freedom to play without spotlight pressure could be exactly what allows his game to translate faster than anticipated. Some players crumble under the weight of expectations. Others thrive when nobody's watching closely. His international background gives him another advantage most rookies lack. He's already proven he can adapt to new basketball cultures and coaching philosophies quickly. The NBA represents another adjustment, not his first professional transition. That experience dealing with change and uncertainty could prove invaluable during inevitable rookie struggles. The wild card in all this, his shooting development. His three-point percentage overseas wasn't impressive at 22.2%, but his form and mechanics show potential for major improvement. If he can develop into even an average three-point shooter, his playmaking ability becomes exponentially more dangerous in today's NBA. Brooklyn's front office is clearly thinking beyond immediate wins. They're building something sustainable around young, high IQ players who can grow together. Saraf represents the type of player who fits that philosophy perfectly, someone whose best basketball is ahead of him, but who already understands how to impact winning. The comparison to Ginobili isn't just about being a crafty lefty, it's about that same instinctive understanding of pace and timing that made Manu so effective despite not being the most athletic player on the court. Those skills don't diminish with age, they actually improve as players gain more experience and basketball wisdom. If Saraf can establish himself as a reliable backup point guard this season, he'll have exceeded most expectations. But the real possibility that should excite Brooklyn fans is what he could become with 2 or 3 years of NBA development. Players with his international pedigree and basketball IQ typically have longer, more productive careers than flashier prospects who rely primarily on athleticism. The projection isn't just about his rookie numbers, it's about Brooklyn potentially landing a 10-year rotation player at pick 26. In a draft where teams were swinging for home runs, the Nets might have found a consistent starter hiding in plain sight. The beauty of his situation is that success means different things depending on the timeline. Immediate success means earning legitimate rotation minutes and showing he belongs. Long-term success means becoming the type of steady, reliable floor general that championship teams need but rarely talk about publicly. Either way, Ben Saraf's rookie season won't just be about statistical projections. It'll be about proving that sometimes the best picks are the ones nobody sees coming until it's already too late to doubt them.